Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a horror thriller film, The Charnel House. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins in a slaughterhouse located in the shabby meatpacking district of a bustling city. Downstairs, the workers are all loading the meat into trucks. Upstairs, a kid is drawing in a dusty clock tower. A moment later, policemen arrive and enter the building. The boy's father appears with blood all over his clothes. He holds his son close, and suddenly he jumps through the window, taking the boy with him. But this is all a strange vision the boy's having. He's still safe in the tower, looking out the window. Then he hears his father's voice coming up the stairs, and he has the chilling feeling that his vision is about to come true. Like in his vision, his father is covered in blood, and he steps closer to the boy. The father apologizes to the boy and tells him that love won't die. Then he hugs his son and jumps out of the window. However, he notices midair that his son isn't actually in his arms. In fact, the boy, guided by his strange vision, is able to duck out of the way at the last second. Soon after, the policemen cart the boy out of the building. He looks up one last time to the tower and sees himself still there, looking out of the window. Years later, the slaughterhouse has been converted into a fancy apartment building. The meatpacking district is no longer the poor part of the town and has turned into an upscale residential neighborhood for wealthy families. Inside, the building developer, Alex, shows all the fancy features the automated apartments have to a new resident, a professional footballer. Each unit is equipped with the latest technology and can even detect body temperatures to automatically adjust the lights, heat, and audio devices in the apartment. Alex explains that the ultimate goal is to make an apartment that will keep its owners happy and satisfied. In another room, Alex's wife, Charlotte, is showing the snazzy functions of the large mirror in the living room to another new tenant, named Emily. It's voice-activated and can quickly turn into artwork on command. Meanwhile, Alex is welcoming another new tenant, who was a former soldier. He's been all over the world on his tours of duty, and he wants to settle in someplace permanently. The soldier asks Alex why he picked the slaughterhouse to renovate, and he answers he just had a feeling that this was the right place. The soldier also shares that his father used to work at the slaughterhouse, so living there felt like the right thing to do as well. On the way out of the office, Charlotte comes in and informs her husband that their daughter had thrown another tantrum in school. She heads out soon to fetch the daughter. A historian from the Conservation Society comes up to Alex and admonishes him for renovating the slaughterhouse. He says that the violence that occurred in the building's past does not deserve to be commemorated. However, he was forced to award the building as a historic site for preservation. Later that day, they throw a party to celebrate the opening of the building. The footballer attends the small party and locks eyes with the pretty blonde Emily. Alex and his wife are ecstatic that years of their hard work have finally come to fruition, and their apartment building is a success. Their daughter seems to be in a better mood now, and she plays with the footballer's dog. While the footballer strikes up a conversation with Emily, the dog leads the daughter back inside the building. She sees the creepy boy shown at the start of the film, waving at her, so she curiously follows him. Meanwhile, the soldier does not join the party. He's back at his own apartment, looking at a series of old photographs of his father as an employee at the slaughterhouse decades before. In one of the photos, the creepy boy can be seen with the soldier's father. Covering the walls of the soldier's apartment are newspaper clippings and photographs of the slaughterhouse. He's speaking into a voice recorder, musing about the slaughterhouse murders that occurred there. The soldier mentions that the killer had stored his victims' body parts in the slaughterhouse before the police finally caught up to him. The soldier is researching the case, and he moved into the newly renovated apartment building so he could dig deeper. He's particularly interested in knowing what happened to the boy, who had disappeared shortly after his father jumped from the window. The boy leads the daughter to the basement, and she is about to go when her mother finds her. The daughter explains that the boy led her there, but her mother dismisses her as just making up imaginary friends. But later, the TV turns on in the daughter's room, which shows the creepy boy looking at her. She tells him to leave her alone, but a moment later, he's sitting in front of her. The daughter screams, and her parents rush into her room. They let her sleep in their bed to console her. Charlotte commands the lights to turn off, and right before she closes the door, she sees the swing in her daughter's bedroom is moving, as if somebody had recently sat on it. On the other side, the historian is spending the night in one of the apartments because he couldn't get an earlier flight. He lays down on the bed to sleep, but the TV keeps turning on despite his voice commands. The screen is showing a grainy black and white video of pigs being herded to slaughter, and then graphic images of animal carcasses. The historian cannot take the inconvenience any longer, so he gets dressed and leaves. He orders a cab, but he cannot get the main doors open. Suddenly, the lights start flickering off in the lobby, and the TV screen is showing the words, "I want you," in bold black letters. The historian runs and finds himself inside the basement. The room is dark, so he opens his phone's flashlight. He gets brief flashes of a slaughterhouse pen and several cows. Suddenly, he is treated like an animal and is forced into a holding pen. The historian passes out and collapses on the floor. The next morning, Emily is at the gym working out. A TV screen is in front of her, and she's using it to video call with her aunt. She reassures her aunt that she's safe from her stalker in her new apartment building. When she ends the call, somebody begins banging on the gym's door. Emily opens it, but there's no one outside. The soldier finds the daughter speaking with the boy, although he can't see him. The daughter tells him the boy's name, and the soldier finds this interesting because it's the same name as the slaughterhouse owner's son who disappeared. Charlotte spends her morning in the clock tower painting. The clock tower has been untouched by the renovations and remains largely the same as when it was shown at the start of the film. Charlotte finds a piece of paper depicting a child's drawings of people dying. Then she gets a call from her husband asking for something, so she goes back downstairs. The soldier starts to believe that the boy is an apparition living within the building's walls. He goes up to the clock tower and snoops around the wooden cabinets. The soldier finds a tin box with a necklace and a piece of paper inside. The necklace is a locket containing a picture of the boy and his mother. The paper is actually a newspaper clipping announcing the suicide of the slaughterhouse owner, the boy's father. At that moment, Charlotte returns to the clock tower and asks the soldier what he's doing. He reluctantly admits to her that he's investigating the rumors that the slaughterhouse owner was a serial killer who kept his victims' bodies in the building. It turns out the soldier's father was an employee here who had mysteriously disappeared, and he wants to know if his father was one of the killer's victims. This is all news to Charlotte. She did not know about the building's dark history, so she confronts her husband about it, and he confesses that he kept the truth from her because he did not want her to be disturbed. But the killings had made the building cheap and affordable, and it was too good a deal to pass up, so Alex bought it and never told his wife about what happened. Later on, the footballer is at the gym. The music from his phone starts glitching, as well as the TV screen behind him. He hears a scream from outside and rushes to open the door. But to his surprise, Emily is there. This presents her with an opportunity to ask the footballer out on a date. He happily agrees. Alex and his wife hear their daughter talking to the boy again through her bedroom door. They both think that she's just talking to her imaginary friend. Alex suddenly passes out, and he dreams of a farm and a cow. Once Alex is recovered, the couple talk to their daughter about her friend. She explains the boy appears to her through the TV screens. Charlotte also scolds her daughter for going up to the clock tower, as evidenced by the child's drawing she saw up there. But the daughter denies that she ever went there, and she blames the boy instead. That night, the soldier is deep into his research when he notices something weird in the picture from one of the articles about the slaughterhouse owner's suicide. The focus of the picture is the creepy boy, who's standing between two police officers. But at the top of the picture, looking out the clock tower window, is another boy who looks exactly like him. This solidifies another theory for the soldier, that the boy's soul had split into two because of his trauma. Alex wakes up in the middle of the night. He hears the faint sounds of slaughterhouse animals. He steps out into the hallway and sees one of the TV screens flashing a video of sheep. On another wall, a TV screen shows the slaughterhouse owner ordering his son to go into the slaughterhouse. Then the screen shows a puddle of blood. Alex's vision is interrupted by the footballer and Emily entering the building after a great dinner date. When he looks behind him, the blood and the slaughterhouse owner are nowhere to be seen. When Emily goes back to her apartment alone, she hears a man's voice in her bedroom. Thinking that it's her stalker again, she quickly grabs a knife and flings open the bedroom door. But there is no one there. Relieved, she washes her face on the kitchen faucet so she can freshen up. However, the garbage disposal inexplicably turns on and chews up her long hair. She is now stuck as the sink fills up with water from the tap. Emily panics and hurriedly voice commands the disposal to stop, but it doesn't. She forcefully yanks her hair out, and the momentum causes her to step back and hit her head on the kitchen island. Emily collapses on the floor, with blood oozing from her head. The next day, the footballer is working out again when he sees a vision of an animal carcass hanging suspended from the ceiling. Later, the footballer chats to Emily through the TV screen. He receives a reply, saying that she's feeling a hangover from the drinks last night. He then offers to bring over some aspirin to her apartment. But he doesn't know Emily is already dead, and someone else is talking to him through the TV. On the other side, Alex is getting one of his nasty headaches. Charlotte is concerned for him and asks if he is taking his medication. He replies that none of his pills are working. Alex decides to rest in their apartment, while Charlotte goes up to the clock tower to paint. The daughter is bored playing with her toys and asks her father's permission to play with the footballer's dog. He agrees. Charlotte drops her paintbrush. When she bends to pick it up, she sees a vision of the boy standing in the clock tower. Alex starts chopping a slab of beef meat. He gets a dazed look on his face. He calls his daughter and instructs her on how to properly cut it. Later, Alex starts talking to someone unseen. He describes the work he'd done to the building and how he'd like the person to see it. Right then, a vase breaks in the living room, and Alex gets angry at his daughter. The footballer arrives to get his dog and sees that Alex is not in a good mental state. He calls the daughter to his side, but she sees the boy again waving at her, so she follows him. The footballer doesn't notice because he's calming Alex down. Alex is in tears, talking incoherently, and asking for his father. Alex knocks the unsuspecting footballer unconscious. He hangs him upside down with a rope. Meanwhile, Charlotte conveys her concerns to the soldier. He tells her about the missing son of the slaughterhouse owner and how he holds the key to the secrets of his father. The soldier continues explaining his theory, explaining that the boy had a vision of himself dying. When his vision came to life, he dodged death at the last second, and his soul split into two. The mirror version of himself stayed behind in the slaughterhouse, waiting for the day that he and his other half will reunite and die together as one. If anything stands in their way, they will hurt them. The soldier also realizes that Alex may be the other half of the boy. He recalls from his research that the symptoms of the split body rejecting its current form before the reunification include headaches and passing out, similar to the symptoms Alex is recently experiencing. Elsewhere, the boy leads the daughter up to the clock tower. He shows her a closet where they can hide. Alex dazedly looks for his daughter. The soldier ventures downstairs to the basement. Inside, he sees the historian's dead body. A TV flickers to life, and it's showing a video of his father tied up in the slaughterhouse. The owner comes in with his son and instructs him to kill the soldier's father, a grotesque birthday gift for the boy. The boy does as he was told and slices the soldier's father to death, then runs his body parts through a processor. At the end of the video, police sirens can be heard. Charlotte goes to the footballer's apartment and sees his bloody corpse hanging from the ceiling. She calls the police and encounters her husband in the hallway. She senses that something's not right with him, and she slowly backs away. The soldier comes out of nowhere and attacks Alex. He tells Charlotte to run, but Alex stabs the soldier in the side and gains the upper hand. Charlotte hurries to the clock tower, but the door is locked. It suddenly swings open, and the daughter steps out of the closet. But Alex arrives too. He grabs his daughter and jumps with her through the window as his father did. But that's just the daughter's version, and she realizes what is going to happen to her. So she tells her mother that Alex is coming to kill her. Alex stabs the soldier. He hears the approaching police sirens, and he hurries up the clock tower. Charlotte is there guarding their daughter. He easily knocks his wife to the ground and grabs the daughter. But he's interrupted by the creepy boy stepping out of the closet. Finally, the two mirror halves of their soul are together. The boy looks at Charlotte and the daughter, saying that love won't die. Right then, Alex embraces the boy, his wandering soul, and they jump out of the window, finally reuniting and dying as one. The soldier survives his injuries, and Charlotte and her daughter walk out of the building. The movie ends with the daughter looking up the window and seeing her mirror version looking down from the tower window, which implies the start of a new cycle. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.